Hey there, good afternoon. Today I wanted to talk about AI and specifically what things you can do as a car dealership to enhance your chances of being cited by AI when customers are actively, at the moment, asking questions that your dealership should be able to answer. So as you can imagine, as a website provider in the automotive space, I get asked by dealers all the time, what are we doing for search engine optimization and for AI optimization, and whatever acronym that you want to give that. I got one yesterday or the day before, GEO, like Geo, and that's supposed to be generative enhancement optimization or something like that. I like to call it AI discovery optimization. Maybe it's a handful of or a mouthful, but that's really what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to influence or optimize a dealership's chance or opportunity to have their dealership's content be cited in AI when somebody goes to ChatGPT and asks a question, or if they go into Gemini from Google Search or any other AI platform, that what the goal is to have that AI system or that large language model cite your dealership's website for their answers. So I've done some videos about this recently, and what I've learned in our modifications, in changing our process, in designing new and different ways to optimize for AI discovery are things that I want to be able to share with you. Now, these are things that you can use on any dealership website platform. You don't have to make a switch. You can use what you have right now as long as you have the ability to go in and code your pages for this type of content. And really what it comes down to it is you want to optimize the content on your website to make it clear, to make it concise, to make it frictionless. So as website providers in the past, as people optimizing a page for search engine optimization, the goal really was to add content on a page, add words on a page, make sure that it was built in a way that Google or other search engines could index that page and then give that page some authority and then give that page the ability to load fast. And if you did those things, you'd probably rank really well when somebody did a search in a search engine. And when you would rank really high is that what that means is somebody would ask a question, somebody would do a search, and you'd get a whole bunch of different listings. And the goal with search engine optimization would be to rank high in those results so you have the opportunity for a customer to click on that. AI and AI discovery is completely different. When people are searching in AI, they're asking full questions. So you need to make sure that you have content that is going to train that AI system to use the information that's on your dealership website. And there's multiple different things that we want to accomplish when we're doing it. So it's going to be those things specifically that we're going to be talking about in this video. And if I share my other screen real quick, So this is the 2026 playbook for AI readiness. Now, I created some slides. I actually created a video where I was reading through a script. And there's a lot of really great content in that video. So, but really where the rubber meets the road is to be able to just purely talk about specifics and look at examples, not read through a script. So that's what I'm going to look through today and give you some real life examples of what you can do. So first of all, I think this is a really good example. So I'm going to come over here. Let me grab this. This was so I was talking to one of our dealers today, and what we found was one of their competitors had a like a pop-up or something on their website, and the disclosure was pretty crazy. And the disclosure had a lot of kind of tricky language in it. And I think I even asked the question here. Yeah. So does this existing disclosure help or hurt AI discovery? And you could see here, as ChatGPT is answering, it mostly hurts, not necessarily because it's bad, because it's too long, it's too conditional, and it includes a couple of got you or open-ended terms. So what AI is looking for is not just a word on a page so it can rank high. It's actually looking at the full context. It's looking to be able to answer things. Is this a credible dealership that I want to do business with? They're going to look at your dealership website. They're going to look at the disclosures that you have on the different pages to help determine, is this a frictionless dealership, or is this a dealership that uses a lot of marketing fluff or a lot of, as it says right here, not clean and conspicuous disclosures, things that have added hidden terms. Like, for example, in this disclosure, it said things like, well, I'll just read it. Let's go through it. So in this disclosure, it said, coupon must be presented upfront prior to negotiations. It cannot be combined with other offers, internet offers only, test drive, appointment, and or appointment with sales manager must be scheduled at the time of offer in order to receive the offer. Offer is not valid with previous price quotes. Additional terms on dealer email/certificate apply. Offers applicable only to shoppers with a valid driver's license and valid auto insurance that have not purchased a vehicle from the dealership or competing dealership or independent sellers within 30 days. See dealer for details. So that is very, there's layered with a lot of different elements that a customer has to qualify for. So in AI terms, that is not clear. It's not easy to understand. It's adding a whole bunch of layers. That is going to be something that is going to hurt when it comes to AI discovery. So it doesn't matter that you have a whole bunch of content added to a page. It doesn't matter if everything else is good. If you're running a pop-up that has that type of language in it in the disclosure to make it super tricky, to make it confusing, AI is going to pick up on that and they're not going to use you. Or if they do, it's going to say you have to be very mindful of doing that. You can even do this right now. You could go into ChatGPT. You could search for your dealership is this dealership name, a trustworthy dealership? And it's going to tell you where it's going to pick up that information. It's going to look for reviews, not just on Google reviews, but it's going to look at like cars.com reviews, Dealer Rater reviews, Better Business Bureau reviews. So if you're looking to optimize for AI, look at your reviews. Go to your Better Business Bureau and see what your dealership's ranking is. And then look through the disclosures on your dealership website to ensure that they're not tricky, that they are written plain language, that anybody could really understand what it is, and it's fully disclosed. That is going to be a big differentiator between your dealership and others to make sure that you are going to be optimized for AI discovery, that you can become the source that the AI system is going to cite when it comes from what's the best dealership to do business with. Where should I buy my next car? Where should I buy a Honda Accord? What's going to be the best dealership to lease a vehicle in 2026? All of these full questions is what ChatGPT and other AI systems is going to want to answer, and then they're going to determine where they're citing that information based with what's on your dealership website, on review platforms, and so on. So that's one thing. Another thing I wanted to talk about today is when we're adding content to our pages, we have to be very mindful that we're writing the content so that humans can understand it, but also that machines can understand it. Just having the content on your page, like we have had done in the past for just search engine optimization, is no longer the goal. The goal is to be able to have your content easily understood by AI chat agents so they can use that information and they can cite your dealership. So it's a content game, and then it's also a structure game. So one of the things that we've done recently, and I'm going to just share my screen here. I want to go into the Google rich snippets test. So you can go and you can just do a Google search for this Google rich snippets test, and you can just plug in a URL. I have one of our dealership's URLs with a specific page that we've created for AI discovery around what's happening in a service department. And you can see here that we have structured data that has been detected, and that's going to include frequently asked questions, local business information, organization information, and then we can go into each one of these. You can see what that content is. So this is a perfect example of one of the things that we're doing for our dealership websites is that we're adding frequently asked questions on the page in a way that humans can easily read it and that machines can also easily read it. So it's going to provide the type of information that AI systems love, which is questions and answers, that they can use that to formulate the answers that they can answer for customers as they visit your, as they ask questions that you should be popping up in those results. But you can see right here, for example, we got the frequently asked questions page. We got the question, how often should I change my oil? Most Honda vehicles use maintenance minder style system. So you can see that we're specifically answering questions around Hondas for this particular dealership. What is the Honda maintenance minder? How does it actually work? Question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. So all of that information is just on one page that we have for a dealership. And all of this is going to be unique content for our dealer. So when an AI system is going to go out and index this page, they're going to be able to easily see all this information because we have it structured in a way that machines can read really easily. As you can see, machines are going to look for this frequently asked question, rich snippet, and we have this all set in a way that's very easy. That's the type. It's a question. There's the question itself. Here's the answer all the way down. So we do that for multiple different types, and you can just do that at search.google.com/test/rich results. Now, if we look at the page itself, this is where it really gets really cool. So all the content is unique, but we've structured it in a way that's really highly optimized for AI systems to be able to read. But not only just read the content, but it's actually specifically written for an AI system first and kind of a human second. So oil changes in Marlton, New Jersey, for example, and you can see that we have clear CTAs. So we have an H1 tag. We have then P tag content right underneath, clear, concise, what this page is about. We have clear CTAs, schedule an oil change, view oil change offers, or call the service department. And then we have additional tags added to tell AI system what's on this page. OEM approved oil and filters, Honda trained technicians, multi-point inspection included, and then we also put a time value on it, approximately how long does it take to get an oil change. That is exactly what AI is looking for, is to be able to answer the questions that customers are asking. So signs that you might need an oil change, you can see how we have all of this content very nicely structured and in a way that's really easy for a human to read. And we're answering questions kind of along the way, providing information. We have CTAs throughout the site with internal linking. So that's another thing that we want to do. We want to make sure that we have the proper schema, which is what we measured on the Google rich snippets. You could also go to schema.org and you can test it there as well. And then we're looking for the AI discovery coding. So for example, we have a reviews widget that's on the page. This widget is also going to create a reviews schema. So if I actually take this URL, pop it in here, it's going to go through, it's actually going to test the page. And you'll be able to see what pages schema you have on that page, which makes it easy for customers to be able to read it and for AI to be able to read it as well. You can go right into organization, service center, dealership, local businesses, frequently asked questions, and then we also have reviews on this page as well. This particular test is not picking that up, but that is there as well. That is done, since it's done through a JavaScript, it's not as easily identifiable as it is in some other areas. So that's why you might want to use multiple tests like schema.org and Google Rich Snippets. You can also use ChatGPT to review it as well. Another thing that you're going to notice here, if I go into a view page source of this page, and I can just do that real quick, come down here, view page source. This is how a machine is going to look at your dealership website. They're not going to see the full visual like we do on the front end. They're only going to look at the code on the back end. Why that's important? As you can see here, what we have is we've added these very special tags so we can see that this information is specifically created for AI discovery. So we're looking for specific types of content that we're adding. So process and proof. So this is going to show what we do, what's included, and the steps that the user must get to. So let me say this again, and the steps so users get clear, quotable answers. So that's the information right here. The proper oil changes is more than just draining and refilling, what we actually do there. Another AI discovery section is to make sure that it is transparent. So this is going to explain what drives price and what's included without overpromising. Again, clear, concise, no fluffy language. We wrote the content on this page specifically for AI, but it's also very beneficial to humans as well. AI discoverability, expectations, how long is it going to take, how much time, so humans and machines can use that information, and AI can cite it when somebody says, hey, how long does it take to get an oil change at this particular Honda dealership? We're going to share that information. We also use proof using a social validation. We have a reviews widget, which we filter down to just service reviews. So when it creates the schema on that page, when AI is going to look at it, they're going to cite the proper reviews for that type of service that's on that page. That's going to make a big difference. Additionally, here we have social proof, which is going to be, again, that reviews widget. Make sure that we are reinforcing the local area that we serve. So this is also one of the things that I find that dealerships ask for is we want to make sure that we add this city, even though it's 2.5 hours away, because we want customers to know that we're here when they search for that city name and Honda or Acura or CDJ or whatever. AI systems today are smart. They know where you're at. They know the distance. They know that customers shopping in one city are going to consider dealerships and service areas in adjoining cities and states. Old SEO standards, yes, add that city name. New AI discovery, you don't need to. AI is smart enough to know where you're at, what the driving distance is, what a customer would have to do to drive from one area to another. If you add the content that AI can read and cite, they're going to serve up your dealership when it makes sense, not just because you have a city name on your dealership website. I digress. AI discovery disclosure. Make sure you have clean, understandable disclosures that's not too janky, like that other disclosure that I read just a little bit ago. We want to be very clean, not janky. AI discovery conversion, repeat the primary actions at the end. So we're using CTAs at the top, we're using CTAs at the bottom, and we're adding internal linking, which is going to make everything stronger from AI discovery optimization and from search engine optimization. So that's a little bit about the coding. So we got the reviews, we got clean CTAs, we got internal linking, we got clear disclosures. Oh, I did want to show you, check this out. So this right here is, and you can actually just search your dealership website. If you have a page, a frequently asked questions page on your dealership website, you should do this right now, is go to schema.org, validate the page to make sure you got the frequently asked questions schema there. You can also use the Google Rich Snippets testing tool, and you can just do a right mouse click, go down to view source, and then do a quick search for FAQ page. That's where the actual schema is going to live. And you can see right here, we got the question. That is the question right there. We have the answer, and here's the answer right here. We have all of them clearly written in a way that a machine can quickly read it, absorb it, use it to cite when a customer searches for specific information. And it will use the page that these frequently asked questions are on when linking to how and why they're citing that page. So this really becomes what used to be the ranking in Google results, now is being able to cite the content and what page it is being cited on. So that's available there as well. So that is a lot of what I wanted to cover today. We wanted to make sure that we were providing that information in the context of what you can do with your existing dealership website. You don't have to switch providers to be able to use this information. You just have to have somebody that's going to be able to go do it. Now, what I can tell you is that that's what we do for our dealers. So an Entice 360 dealer, without them even asking us, we will go back through once we create a new way to be able to enhance search engine optimization, enhance AI discoverability optimization. We go back through all of our dealership websites. We customize the content on their site, add these pages. That is just part of what we do as a website provider. I appreciate you checking out this video. You're going to find this video plus many others at entice.com.